druid moot. Well, one of the last things that we did was hit the road after our after the events that took place after the killing of some of the local people. When a minor confrontation escalated into outright murder, and indeed an apocalyptic devastation of the forest, and potentially the starting of a wildfire. And with this in mind, perhaps we should step away from the comic relief for a moment. And something that I wanted to do, well, we're probably, I apologise because we've already spent a bit of time messing around already. But we have to have a talk, I think, as a group, about whether this is acceptable. Now, I'm not fucking morally judging any of you, I promise you that. I really don't care. I've already probably explained to pretty much everyone that this campaign is designed to be as robust as possible. If everyone makes chaotic, evil Cyric worshippers and we all run around skinning peasants alive and draping their skulls over the back of our wagon, I don't mind that. I think the campaign's robust enough to make a campaign from levels 1 to 20 with those characters. But the problem comes from when player and character, not objectives, but expectations are not met. Right. This isn't exclusive to this game, by the way. This has happened a lot recently throughout the latter half of August, the first couple of weeks of September. We've lost a lot of players from a lot of different groups. Shadowrun completely collapsed because of a lack of shared expectations. So I don't really know how to address this. I don't know how I've raised it. I'm raising it right now. I don't really know how to address it. I don't want to call anyone out, whether from one side or the other. But I am firmly of the belief that we need to talk as a group about whether it's okay for us to, potentially derail storylines, basically, with our belligerents. Yeah, I think that's probably as well worded as I could possibly put it. This is a very free-form game. We've established that countless times. What you guys do doesn't bother me. We've established that less than 5 minutes ago, but it might bother the other players. So, does anyone have any thoughts? Because I'm not sure how to address this, or I've raised it. I'm not sure what the next step is. Yeah. Does anyone have any thoughts on what I've just said?
Kyle, do you have any input on this?
In character, I was really pissed off last week, but out of character, I was kind of expecting it, to be honest, and it ended well for me. I'm not used to being the center of attention type character, and I don't like putting myself in that position most often, so. Yeah,
you're very polite as well, and I don't think you would speak up necessarily if you did. Maybe I'm just projecting, but
there's been players, and Arctic knows this, that have really pushed me over the edge, but that's more of a malicious type thing, I feel like, and not ignorance.
Yeah,
well, I felt it was more of an ignorance problem.
I mean, I guess I'll go ahead and be the one to directly address it, and it's like Roz definitely had other options. I don't know if that was just a case of like he didn't expect, further stakes to be put to it, or didn't understand necessarily the stakes that we were on right there.
Yeah, I know that my actions with Roz last game, like I regretted them almost as soon as I did it. One,
the ape.
Yeah, explanatory wise, like this is my second campaign, my first spellcaster. So how I pictured Fireball to happen was to like flash in and out of existence. I didn't know that it stayed there. And I'd also not had any repercussions from using it because we were in like stone or dry environments, so I didn't think about that. Also pictured us in like an open field kind of bit. and someone had mentioned something about like the power circles. I thought we were outside of the circles that forbid magic.
You were.
Okay.
But,
Okay.
but 8d6 of damage is like more fire than you will ever see in your life. You know, an
Yeah.
8d6 fireball is one of those explosions that you see on television, and they start fires. And when you start a fire, and this is like, trust me, I'm not judging you, I'm really not. But when you start a fire within fucking distance of the largest hippie moot for 1,000 miles in any direction, you're going to piss off a lot of hippies.
Yeah.
You know, and when we're trying to get in on the good side of those hippies, well, put it this way, the party's made enemies now in a serious way. They were making progress at the mood itself. You know, there was a sense of neutrality, a sense of acceptance of Luna. But imagine you go and imagine a new job. Okay, imagine you go to a new job, right? And these are all professionals in their field, perhaps the field of environmental science, since that's a bit what hippies are. And you turn up in a busload of gangsters that try to burn down the local, you know, grove. It's not going to reflect well on you. So yeah, that's a bit of an observation. I don't. This isn't a witch hunt. It's not meant to be. And I'm not here to signal anyone out either. What do we do about it?
I can definitely calm down with Roz, because my expectations for how the party itself acted, because the one example I was given before I joined this was the whole party just tried to run in and kill somebody with very little information, and they all failed at it.
That is a bad That is a bad
That's a different party.
example of it.
Different
That was the
party.
party where we TPK'd.
Yeah, I
That
know
is
you
where
all
we had none of those
TPK'd,
characters.
but
And-
how I pictured how we were playing this was like
Chaotic
But,
is fine, but we're chaotic good.
We're
yeah.
You're definitely chaotic neutral.
Yeah.
And like, do you want to keep playing Roz? Because I have a unorthodox solution to this.
I can definitely dial him down, because I wanted him to, when I made him, to be literally crazy. But he can calm down.
Okay.
Speaking of
To be fair, and we tried really hard as a group to avoid a combat encounter, and it still ended up being a combat encounter. Yeah, it felt like no matter what we did, we really didn't have much of a choice.
Yeah, that's absolutely the case. But it's more like a bowl or a bar fight, right? And that brings us to a similar scenario. Would we cast Fireball in a bar fight? And trust me, a fucking lot of parties would. They really genuinely would. And that's fine. You know, this is a campaign that is designed that if you let off a fireball in the middle of the Ancient Arms Inn, as long as you're able to justify your actions, then you're not going to get hung. Which is exactly why Alexander has been freed for the record. He hasn't been a prisoner for months. For the record. I'm not telling you how to do it. I can't stress that enough. How this is not me instructing you how you should and shouldn't be playing the campaign. But that was a barroom brawl fight. You know, that was a bunch of dickheads sitting around the camp having a pissing competition. If the answer to a guy pissing on a tree 2 or 3 feet away from you is to chop off his head and fireball him, that's your decision, and you deal with the ramifications.
Yeah, like, I'm all for knocking them unconscious. Like, I mean, obviously I prefer to use my fists, but I understand that's not necessarily the same level of viability and option for everybody.
I think if, like, stepping back completely from any given example, as long as as long as we as players are aware of the fact that, to go further with what you said, Arctic, like, as long as we are aware that, like, fully aware completely altogether that belligerent action has a serious chance to, like you say, like completely derail like character arcs. As long as all of us are okay with that happening, it's not really a problem, right? As long as we're all prepared to deal with the fact that we're all part of the same party, I feel like it's not going to be that big of a deal. But if it is,
I think we can learn from this one.
And the other thing is, it's like we can be chaotic, right? And that's completely fine. There's nothing wrong with being chaotic at all, right? But if we're chaotic and we act like dickheads, it's gonna bite us in the ass.
We're gonna have to, play a campaign that, is suited to that. We're probably not gonna be well liked and well supplied enough to, rebuild a castle. If we are doing shit like, pissing off druids, it's gonna make our lives significantly harder. I guess I think that our issue wasn't. It was a bit of a misunderstanding of stakes at play, and I think honestly, Roz is just a little inexperienced, like the player, essentially, just kind of like hasn't. Yeah, I mean, it's like, sure, you're doing hit points of damage, but method of indoctrination, and like I will say, the wording of spells is very important because Fireball does start every unattended object like in range on fire.
Okay. Yeah, I didn't fully appreciate the destructive capability of Fireball. Because I wasn't paying attention to the environment. I was paying attention to fucking up the group of people that were really close together.
The fact that there's a giant gorilla chasing after you, that's a pretty big deal.
Yeah.
I mean, that also goes to show that point where you want to have non-fire spells for situations like this, where it's like, sure, you can blunt force everything, but there's going to be times where we don't want you to. Your fellow party members don't want you to just solve it with a fireball because, it's not a situation where you need a sledgehammer for it.
A normal hammer would do just fine.
Exactly, yes.
Yeah, I was
thinking about
multi-classing into a melee class as well. Mayhaps.
Hexblade will go a long way for you.
Can you be a Hexblade sorcerer or whatever the fuck it's called?
Hexblade Warlock.
Along with mine?
Yeah. Absolutely.
So you can multi-class subclasses?
No. Hexblade is a warlock, not a sorcerer.
Oh yeah, for some reason I mixed it up. Okay.
Yeah.
I can definitely look into. Well, I definitely will look into like having more melee capability.
Sure.
Because
even just a little bit, will go a long way.
My draconic bloodline is fire-based, so I wanted to keep my character on fire.
Yeah, and a pyromancer is totally a legitimate character concept. I myself, as a storyteller as well as a DM, I prefer characters that have some theme to their spellcasting. Like, most people pick the best spells, that's understandable. I like themed characters, superhero-style characters, and pyromancer is obviously one of them. One final thought from my perspective, blow my own trumpet a little bit here, but we run quality games, right? And quality games have repercussions. It's great to have just some zany Scooby-Doo fest where you go from scene to scene and nothing really matters, but I'm sure that you can appreciate this is not that campaign. This is a campaign where every action you take is one small movement on a massive tapestry. It might have only a tiny little impact, but it has an impact, right? This single event, I know we're focusing on this one event, but this single event of the fireball going off inside the druid, it's unlikely that anyone over in Shadowdale will know about it, but maybe they do. Particularly because there were so many druids there, maybe they spread that word from the desert to the mountains to the Arctic freaking circle. Who knows? So yeah, reputation is a very, very real thing, and this is I think this is testament to the quality of our campaign, and one of the reasons why we not only attract so many players, but why we keep them, right? Because I think players know that their characters aren't just the main protagonists in a story, they are the force that shapes the world. All right.
So,
All right.
one question I have
Yeah.
then is, with Luna going forward, how outcast is she by the druids now? Like, pretty far out?
No, not. On the contrary, because we brought it under really well control. It was a clusterfuck, but it was a clusterfuck that we brought under control almost immediately. And so there were no real repercussions. There was no forest fire. There was no massive life. Importantly, the ape didn't die. Did he? The ape didn't die. He ran off, didn't he?
No, I polymorphed
dude.
him into a mouse, and we
Yeah,
didn't fuck
that's
with him.
right. So you know that's an iconic creature, right? Like it's you know imagine killing the Bigfoot. Imagine killing Bigfoot, right? You're gonna piss off a lot of Sasquatchans. I don't know how you say that word. But you're gonna piss
Yeah,
off a lot of
squashers.
Canadians, right? You know, so don't kill Bigfoot. Even if he's beating his chest in front of you. The long and the short of it is no, you haven't, Luna. You haven't really been alienated. They being an initiate rather than the full-blown druid, there's that kind of apprentice level forgiveness. You know, people make mistakes, and crucially, and this is perhaps more important than anyone's hurt feelings, is that you're on a mission. You're on a mission from God, and almost all of the druids support this mission. To the point where they are willing to escort you around the border forest, and they still are. Willing to rescue you. In fact, maybe they're even more willing to escort you now, just to make sure that you don't, do it again.
Don't fuck it
Yeah.
up.
Yeah, right. Maybe we'll send our supervisor with you this week.
I was about to say, is our new character is your supervisor?
Babysitter.
Oh, fuck. Right? Yeah, he's like, listen, I hear you guys have been starting forest fires, and they tell me that only I can prevent them.
Only you.
That's
can-
right. And Spooky the Bear will be accompanying us on our further missions through the border forest.
Hold on, isn't that Bear Druid? Like, isn't he
Yeah.
smoking he's smoking the bear?
He is.
Yes.
That's right. Ben Honeywell, also known as Smokey. All right, that's great.
Moving forward,
Moving forward.
I'm definitely going to multi-class with Raw, so I can take a non-flaming approach.
Take paladin levels, I'm telling you.
I mean, they have
Does he
sorcerer
have the
spells that aren't
strength?
Do they really have sorcerer spells that aren't fire-based? I thought
That's
that was a
true.
rumor.
But
I thought that was a
we're
rumor.
having the discussion that my guy is fire-based because his bloodline is fire. I am like
Searing
as a
Smite,
sorcerer, it's
though.
like a natural-born ability, and I feel like a fire bloodline would give you natural-born fire powers.
Yeah, absolutely. You might be able to hone them, though. You might be able to, tame the magic and do whatever you feel is justified. If you're so committed to being a fire sorcerer that you'll multi-class rather than take fire spells, that is absolutely admirable. It's entirely up to you.
Yeah, I think the important takeaway is don't feel like you have to do so, right? Like it's
No.
it's an option available to you, but you don't have to do it if you want to stay true to the theme you had in mind.
Oh yeah, I've been thinking about it anyways because of how limited I am just by having to use fire. Because if we run into something that's immune to fire, I probably can just poke him with a
A
crossbow.
red dragon
That's about it.
comes to mind.
Yeah.
Red Dragon.
Well,
Yeah, and I was thinking my one defense was to that is I do have like what is it, draconic influence or some bullshit, where I'm more able to talk to dragons. But other than that, I do need something other than just fire, especially if I'm going to be able to improve that if this is going to be a longer campaign.
You've got some
it'll be
thoughts,
fine.
Talia?
I was gonna say, as someone who's played a fire sorcerer myself, there's a pretty interesting meta magic that allows you to spend sorcery points to change the element of a spell to any other element. So you can do like an acid ball instead of a fireball if fire would be a problem.
You can also take Cone of Cold and turn it into fire.
Yeah, that's pretty cool too.
Oh, so I can turn like literally for
Super burning
want to be-
hands.
in character, just like be able to convert every spell into a fire spell.
And vice
It's-
versa.
Oh,
Yeah.
and if I
Yeah.
need it, like if let's say there's a fire, I could just cold ball
You know, that's actually not a bad idea, honestly.
Acid
Like,
or
that
poison
could be
ball.
ultimate, ultimate firefighting would be, you
Yeah.
know, cold.
Which Roz will need. That's.
I learned from this time. I will
Unfortunately,
always make
I-
ice destruction.
As a player, that encounter helps me learn to be more used to pay more attention to the environment, because so far I've only been in an open field to blow up a few Centaur soldiers and in a burned down castle that I couldn't do any more damage to.
Yeah. I think communication is also kind of key with that, where like if one of us would be like, "Wait, you sure about this?" Like,
Yeah,
I mean,
another
I don't
thing.
like a lot of the back talk, but
I'm fine
if they're
with.
legitimately concerned, you know.
Yeah, I'm completely fine if someone's like, "Hey, yeah, that's not a good idea." To be honest, last time I felt that I was being encouraged to do fireball because someone had said,
I
even
did
though
that.
they
It's
said
in fireball
afterwards-
range.
Yeah, he was like, "Well, so what he's asking is, are they in fireball range?" That felt like an okay from the party.
Yeah,
But,
sorry,
yeah.
that was me there. I'd be
It's
a
good.
liar if I didn't totally was like, I know he's gonna do this, and like this is what's happening. It's great, and then it wasn't great. Yeah, I didn't think it would turn out quite like that either, but yeah, I can't say I would have done anything entirely different in your situation. I mean, tactically, maybe remove the 8, but all other things aside, they were all right there in fireball range, and I can't say that I wouldn't have just fireballed their ass.
Yeah, it's a reasonable thing to do as a player, like, and so if it affects the players rather than the characters, or the characters, it can be a negative thing. So we've dealt with it, and I think we've certainly lingered on it more than long enough at this stage.
Yeah, by the way, welcome to the campaign.
Indeed. Yeah, so
One
Ren,
last-
it's pretty irregular. Sorry, Dahlia, you've always got important things to say.
I was just gonna say, as a final addition, as opposed to multi-classing, if you would rather stay pure sorcerer, perhaps we could do a little thing in character where Raz shows some remorse for his destruction, and I could take create water as a regular spell, and so we could do a little teamwork thing. Every time we use a fireball, I can immediately put it out.
Yeah, have a bit of
Ka-ching.
synergy, tactics,
And we-
strategy.
And we can use it, with impunity, basically, because I'll be able to extinguish it as soon as you use it.
A good thought.
I don't know about impunity.
Well, yeah,
Still don't want to throw it at the orphanage. I'm just saying.
yeah.
Those are imps in there, goddammit.
Or we could just get that meta magic that turns it so I could like fireball, then cold ball, and fireball, then cold ball.
There you go. Yeah, switch it up. It's like crop rotation, except with explosives.
Yeah. I never thought that about changing a fireball to something else. That's actually pretty smart.
Or a
Alright.
lightning bolt or a fire bolt.
I mean, it'll still destroy just about everything there, but like things like acid or lightning might also have some unforeseen consequences.
Mhm.
But yeah, let's introduce this new character, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Ren, welcome to the campaign. This is irregular. We do normally spend about 10 minutes or 15 minutes catching up, and I tend to bring it under control. I think I might have attempted to at about the 15-minute mark. Anyway, but we, as you can tell, there was a bit of an incident last week at the end, and I believe in communication as an excellent tool for resolving issues. So anyway, welcome to the group. Let's get right into it with your character. Okay, Ren, we're going to explore your backstory here, and I can see that you've already written some details with your backstory, and that's great. I like the party to have some understanding, like the players to have some understanding of who the various characters are. And the truth is, no one's going to read your backstory because no one ever reads each other's backstories, or very rarely at least. So this is what this introduction will be for. First of all, who are you?
All right, Ren. Roland is his name, but he goes by Ren, and he's basically a slacker from the Bladesinger College. He grew up in a Bladesinger commune, but wasn't really devoted to it, and he was kind of doing it because he was forced into it. So when the first chance when he finally graduated, he definitely was like ready to leave. Unfortunately, like the clan has a very strict like you're supposed to do things out in the world, and he's pretty much been slacking the year or two since he's left the Bladesinger College. So he's gone from like different places, just kind of lazing about. Like he spent most of the gold that they gave him for like travel expenses and things like that. He's already spent it all, and he's went to Waterdeep and like Baldur's Gate, went to like the drug dens, everything else like that. Even spent some time in the Underdark, and now he's just kind of wandered. But in the last year or so, he's been given like a letter essentially that he has to like actually go like find some artifacts from Draenor and like actually do some good for the school, for the college, or the Bladesinger commune. Otherwise, like they're gonna kill him.
All right, so that's a lot of information, and that's really helpful. Going right back to the start, first of all, what's your race?
He's a high elf.
All right, so being a high elf, you're at least 100 years old, or if you're extremely young, you might be in your late 90s. So you've been around for a while, and a lot's changed in the past 100 years, let me tell you. The most important thing that happened from an elven perspective is an event called the Retreat. And the Retreat can be summarized very simply if you've seen Lord of the Rings. Because at the end of the third movie, the elves all jump in a boat and never seen again. That's what the Retreat is. So that's just a bit of background information on what elves are before I ask you some deeper questions. You're a high elf. They are the most common form of elf around in Forgotten Realms in general. High elves come in two varieties. Sun elves, who tend to be more magically advanced, more arrogant, more insular, more intelligent, more noble, more regal, more... They hate dwarves more, they hate humans more. Fucking hell, getting interrupted. By contrast, the moon elves, who are also high elves, tend to be more serene, more open to adventure, more open to relationships with people like humans. Most half elves have a moon elf parent rather than a sun elf in general. Not quite as fanatical, but they are also generally seen, at least by the sun elves, as lesser than them. So are you one of the highfalutin sun elves, or are you one of the more serene moon elves?
I'd say he's a mixture of both. I think maybe he has like a mother that's a moon elf, and that's who he takes after.
Scandalous.
Yeah, man.
Absolutely. So I'm glad we brought up your two parents, because I like to know the true origins of a character, and we tend to think of our character's origin story starting when they are born, but it doesn't. It starts long before they are born. It's your cultural heritage. It's the world that you were born into. So, have you ever heard of You've heard of Draenor, right? I think I saw that mentioned in your backstory.
Yeah. Of
course.
I have a pretty decent understanding of it, at least from AD&D.
Perfect. Oh, that's great, man, because I'm an AD&D guy as well. Okay, cool. So, with that in mind, tell me about your family. Were they important people in Draenor, which fell hundreds of years ago? But since they're probably 500 years old, did they walk through Draenor? Are they old enough to remember 600 years ago when the glorious city of Song was at its height?
I'd say that he's probably like an orphan of all those events. So he was probably adopted by the commune of the leopard, the blade singing commune essentially. So that's kind of how he got in the first place. They probably like teach orphans or something of that nature.
Absolutely. There aren't many of them, orphans, however. There might have been back then, but these days they're not. And the College of the Leopard has probably been just about dismantled like everything else. I mentioned the Retreat earlier, and I cannot understand its significance. Cormanthor, the forest in which Mithranor is found, this is the very edge of Cormanthor over here on the eastern side of Shadowdale. Cormanthor used to be unquestionably the largest civilization of elves for 3,000 miles in any direction. It was big, it was important, it was culturally significant, it was very highly populated, and it was a political force unto itself, but not anymore. 20 years ago, roughly, 20 years ago, the retreat happened, and more than 90% of the elves packed up and left. Can you imagine a city, a country, anywhere, if suddenly more than 9/10 of the population just evacuated? It would collapse. It would utterly collapse, and it did. Cormanthor did collapse. It was purposely dismantled, leaving only a handful of people. So let's say a college of your size never would have been particularly big. There might have been 30 people, maybe. It's down to 3 because 90% of them are gone. How did that impact your development, since you hadn't graduated at that point?
Well, that's probably why they didn't kick him out to begin with, because they have so few students anyways. So
Absolutely.
if he would have left, that meant there's 2 people left.
One of the more contentious political questions since the retreat that has risen is, well, how are we going to get more students? And one of the contentious answers is, well, how about we stop making blade singing a elven exclusive art and perhaps we start teaching it to others? And their countenance will be, well, during Mithranor, it remained an elven exclusive art. We didn't teach it to the dwarves or the humans then. Why should anything change now? Do you have an opinion on this? Would you share blade singing with, I don't want to call him a heathen or a heretic, what's the name for a lesser race? An inferior
infidel?
Ren would definitely be willing to teach other people blade singing, though the School of the Leopard, I think, is one that's a little bit more conservative, I guess. I think they don't allow that to happen, and they're pretty adamant about that.
They didn't allow that to happen. There's only 3 of you left now, right? So if you're a graduate, and apparently you are, particularly because we're kind of high level now, then yeah, traditionally they didn't allow, but there was a time when Kung Fu wasn't taught to anyone who wasn't from China either, and Bruce Lee changed all of that. So yeah, the cult of the leopard is particularly against this concept, but there's no one left now, and if you choose to defy the instructions of your elders, then what does that make you? Will you still be within the cult, or will you have to create an entirely new branch of ideology?
Oh, he's definitely probably not on their good side. He's not already on their good side, so...
Alright, brilliant. So, I think that gives us a bit of an idea of your orientation, which is great, but it doesn't tell you much about your ambition. What do you want to do in life? What's whether personally or professionally or otherwise?
That's the big thing about Ren. He's not he's the exact opposite of someone that's ambitious. He's definitely more of a follower than a leader. In fact, that's his character flaw. He has an intense fear of making decisions for himself.
How does someone so paralyzed by decision reach such a high level? Since what level are we?
Level 7 is what I have mine listed as.
Pretty fucking high, level 7. Most campaigns don't get that far, let's be honest. Level 7 is way higher than what the captain of most guards will be, for example, or even most resident mages.
That's probably the events of his life. Him doing what he does probably puts him in dangerous situations.
Can you give us an example of a dangerous situation that you triumphed out of?
Yeah, for instance, his travels into the Underdark. That was probably not the safest thing, and it probably took him a long time to get out of there. That's what he's been doing probably the good portion of the last 10 years since he graduated, is just surviving in the Underdark, trying to escape, making friends, making even more enemies.
All right. Well, your big break came recently, last year actually, in the year 1372, the year of wild magic. It's currently 1373, the year of rogue dragons. In 1372, Year of Wild Magic, something very, very strange happened. We call it the Silence of Loth, and the truth is we don't know what happened. No one knows what happened, or if they do know, they're keeping it secret. But it would seem that Loth, the Spider Queen, the goddess of the Dark Elves, is dead. It would seem that through some planar anomaly, perhaps a team of adventurers in the world of Greyhawk, who knows, managed to kill her once and for all, and she is dead. There is no more Loth. And we know this because the priestesses have lost all of their power. And we know this because the priestesses have lost all of their political power as well. They don't have so much as a cantrip, let alone their 9th level rituals, but they've honed over the course of a 4,000-year-long life. The Dark Elves reside in an ancient city called Mayramidra, a city which I tell you is older than Mithranor and has outlived it, and has outlived Netheril as well. This is one hell of a city. Mayramidra lies just underneath the surface, somewhere here in the Dales or beneath Cormyrean or something like that. And it's been destroyed. After 4,000 years, one of the oldest cities in the world, there are only a handful of cities of any race or nationality older than Mayramidra. And right now, just now, it's been destroyed at last. And it was destroyed because of the Silence of Loth. The Loth priestesses no longer had wards, they no longer had mental control, they lost political control, and they lost their entire society. Some of it to rebellion from male drow, for example, or disenfranchised females who worship a different goddess. But the final hammer blow came from an army of undead, assisted by an army of fire giants, and they razed the place, utterly annihilated. How does this make you feel, knowing that a city older than Netheril or Mithranor has finally been vanquished and extinguished from the face of the world?
He'd probably be pretty sad about it. He probably had friends in that city.
Friends in a Dark Elf city?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Ben's definitely like sort of a peace guy.
Yeah. And yet, this was the action that allowed you to escape. So, let's imagine that you're a prisoner of the Temple of Loth, and you've been kept within their prison for a decade, but over the past couple of months, you've noticed their grip on power is weakening. And how is it that you escaped from what was once the most formidable prison in the Underdark and has now become a place where the power structure is falling apart?
Well, he probably escaped like by being, I guess, I don't know, the unwitting consort of one of the disenfranchised drow, maybe.
All right. So perhaps when you were in the prison, which was called the Stockhold, by the way, perhaps while you were in this magnificent prison, you, as you said, did make some friends with some of the drow. They're not all that bad, not all of them. Everybody's an individual, right? So what did your friendship entail? Like, did they just give you the keys to your cell and send you on your way, or did they use you in some sort of uprising, or did they smuggle you out? How did you actually physically get out of it?
They like probably like gave him some, that's probably why his spell list is as complete as it is, and probably used him like trying to explain the situation, like, yeah, they're doing really bad things, and like just trying to convince him to like work against the priests of Lothan, because they are pretty much evil. Not that hard to convince him to do that. And that like when they are in charge, that they'll be better. So yeah, that's probably how they convinced him.
All right, brilliant. So you get out of the Stockhold by participating in the insurgency. The priestesses of Loth controlled the Stockhold like they control everything else. But there was what is essentially the world's largest prison riot. And extra-dimensional prisons were opened, things like demons, balrogs, and balors, and pit fiends. These levels of prisoners were escaping in the chaos, and you escaped too. So you finally make it to the surface in the year 1373, the year of rogue dragons, and you witness an event. One of the first things you witness when you reach the surface is a flight of dragons. scores of dragons flying overhead, red and gold, black and white, all alongside each other, and just streaming through the sky like a swarm of sparrows, some 1,000 feet up above you. How does that make you feel?
Well, I mean, he'd probably stop and watch it. He'd be pretty interested in that, you know.
All right.
But it probably wouldn't have any sort of deeper, significant meaning to him, though.
Do you have any interest in the Druid religion?
Yeah, I think he would probably have some interest in Druidism.
All right. In that case, you've been hanging around a place called Seven Circles recently, a mystical Druid enclave where they are engaging in a parliament of sorts. The way humans tend to do things, we have a committee. We arranged a committee for 9:30 a.m. and by 10:30 a.m. we've had enough of this, and we go back to our day jobs with whatever decision we've made. But the Druids do things the Elven way, that is slowly. They have a meeting that takes literally weeks, and they discuss all manner of different aspects of the problem before not really ever actually coming to a solution or a resolution. But something unusual has happened here in the Druid Moot today. Two unusual things, actually. For one, there's been a resolution, and that resolution is to go and burn down a castle and destroy a fort and dismantle a logging camp. Eco-terrorism, if you will. And the other event was a massive explosion which went off within the forest, only a stone's throw away from the Druid Moot. Anti-eco-terrorism, if you prefer. And these two events combined have served to shake up the community and wake you up out of your kind of lull. There are stories to witness here. There is a place to practice your blade. While these guys were out partying, you were honing the blade. And and you no doubt will become introduced to the rest of the party during this chaos. So you've just participated in the extinguishing of a forest fire. You witnessed a giant ape, some 20 feet tall, run off into the forest after being turned into a mouse and defeated by some of the magicians within this party of interlopers that have accompanied a druid. Do these reckless individuals strike you as the sort of people you could be friends with?
I mean, like, anybody can be a friend, man. Enemy's just somebody you haven't made friends with yet. Yeah, sure.
All right, so you guys are getting the rest of the players, that is, you guys are getting a bit of a feel for this character. He seems to be positively, well, I don't know if genial is the right word, but easy to get along with as long as you're willing to tolerate his obscurities, his personality. What are for you guys, how do you think we might introduce this character?
I feel like he'll just run up and ask to bum a smoke from one of us.
Yeah.
Like, how do you make friends at a music festival?
Hard drugs, man.
And because Raz is always on a light, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's like this. You smoke tobacco, you probably smoke marijuana. You smoke marijuana, you probably do something else. Am I right?
There's a lot of opium. There is a lot of opium and marijuana at this festival, for the record.
You guys want to try some Underdark shrooms? They're imported.
Fantastic.
Flint is right on top of that, I think.
I have my own bag of mushrooms. Like, did we just become best friends?
Oh, what's up, hubies? Oh, I'm supposed to, like, ask you guys to stop cutting down trees or something, man? I don't know, they talked about it for a while. So if you could, like, I don't know, like, stop doing that, that'd be great, man.
Listen here, I think we all need a little powwow, you know? Get in touch with our roots, get in touch with the trees, man. Raz, you especially. You gotta get some of these shrooms, bro.
Best, man. I know a good gnomish hookup, man.
Is that the best idea right now? I don't know what kind of high he has, man.
One day,
Yeah.
it'll be fine.
Give him more. Then his heart just stops the second it touches him.
See, I think these guys are alright. What do you think, Smokes? You'll like bring his like ritual steed over? Just the smoking donkey.
The donkey has red eyes.
Oh, certainly.
Oh,
Like,
man,
first
what are
time
you
Like,
feeding him?
like demon red eyes or like bloodshot?
Like
Bloodshot.
bloodshot red eyes.
Yeah, he's seen some shit, but it's left him
Secondhand
jaded.
smoke.
Yeah,
Cock an eyebrow.
He's
and
immune
throw
to
a look
fear
at
now.
Davey, like,
Yeah.
exactly. He's been to the Underdark, bro. Like, there's nothing that you could do that could possibly, surprise this donkey.
Yeah,
Saw
It's
someone
like just-
eating his own toes.
It's just like the most like weak-looking donkey you've ever seen. It's just like it's just barely standing. It's like coughing the whole time.
It looks like the Four Horsemen of the Apocalypse, famine steed. It's just like looks like 2 seconds from death.
Oh shit. Tell you what, man, we're heading off to go burn down a logging camp. We'll do shrooms with you, but you gotta come with us, like a day's travel here, because we like kind of made some enemies, some mistakes.
Put our
were
elbows
made.
into the butter, so to speak.
That's alright, man. I
Yeah.
owe like 3 months of rent to these guys. I'm not gonna pay them, right? Right?
Dude, you're gonna hang out with us, bro.
Perfect, dude. Like, let's go before they start asking for money.
Even better, we'll pay you.
Perfect, man.
But like, what can you do? I mean, I know you can get me drugs, and that's a very useful skill. It's a skill I value in somebody. What else can you do?
I mean, like, I could belt out a tune, I guess. I mean,
Can you play Wonderwall?
I mean,
So anyway.
like, I could at least get a solid like smoke on the water.
Okay.
Play Freebird.
I mean, like,
Right.
I could use a sword, I guess. I'm not like particularly good with it, but I mean, I could try.
All right. Well, that's not promising, but we're gonna go kill a bunch of like. Okay, get this. Illegal logging. We're gonna go kill them. All right.
I mean,
How do you feel
like,
about that?
Maybe you could just like ask him to leave. Or wait,
I'll
wait,
pay you.
are they humans?
Yeah.
Well, all right, now hear me out now, man. What if we like, I don't know, like waited 20 years and they'll just like die of old age?
As he says to the party of full humans.
Yeah.
It's like-
literally,
it's
sorry,
like-
human.
For the
Everyone here's a
50
human but you.
For the 50-year-old
Listen here,
James.
these
They're
humans
like the
only
group
understand one language, and that's violence.
Yeah.
I know, I'm fluent in it.
The Zentarum specifically as well.
Yeah.
I mean, like, humans are like the fruit flies of the mortal world, dude. I'm pretty sure if we just ask them to leave, like, by the time we're done with our convo, they'll just be dead. Like, and there'll just be other humans we'll have to deal with. Oh, wait. Yeah, maybe we should deal with those guys, like, sooner. I guess. On the other hand, maybe they're nice guys. I mean, have
They're
you
not
tried,
nice
like, just
guys.
asking to leave?
Dude, they're always harshing my vibe, bro. They don't want me smoking the herb, bro.
Are you speaking the thieves' can't, Flint? I can't understand a word you're saying.
Yeah, I think I know what this guy is throwing down. I speak Gnomish. I think I got it.
Harsh
dude, I mean,
Dear
like-
God.
vibe. What does that even? Results as a pondering. Like,
What is vibe?
Listen, just cause like you never gotta hang out with the cool people, alright?
Results still cool.
I mean,
was
it's
cool
alright,
back in
dude.
the day.
We're not here to morally chastise you. We just want your money, man.
Russell isn't cool until he starts making dad jokes.
Alright. I guess here's the other question. How can we best use you in combat, and what supplies can we share with you?
Oh, I mean, like, I think, like, we
We're
could probably just
communists
talk it
here,
out with
bro.
them, right? Oh,
Nah,
man.
we're gonna shoot them to death. We're gonna shoot them to death, yeah.
I mean, I can,
arrows.
like, cast spells, I guess. Like, I mean, if you
Fireball.
need me to, like, I don't know, identify something. Like, I know the spell, I can identify things. Like, if you find something, I don't know, magical or something. But like, I don't have a pearl.
Oh,
If you like need to do it, I'm gonna need like a pearl or something.
gotcha.
Can you
Okay,
use-
here's a couple
Debbie
of
whips
things.
out like what Deadpool whips out one of these and does this and like starts casting identify ritually.
So, we got some scrolls here.
Got some venom you can use on your blade too, if that's your
Yeah.
style.
Also, scorpion venom.
Actually, yeah, Flint, can I have one of those? I'm gonna need one of those for this, whatever, this camp.
Oh.
You've got
Yeah.
3 vials, hand one over.
Good man. I'm not big on poison. Sounds like, I don't know, kind of cruel, man.
Oh yeah, that's kind of the point, dude. It makes people super dead. I'm
Luna's
real good
hurley-
at it.
Luna will just be hurriedly packing up whatever camp you guys set up. Like, guys, we gotta go. We're mad.
Yeah, we really should get moving, shouldn't we?
Yeah. Just go, what are we gonna start popping caps on the way? We're gonna do this whole day, adventuring day, poisoned. Let's do this.
Debbie, I'll help you babysit.
Hmm.
Thanks.
I
I'll
can't-
need it, but who's
I
gonna
can't do
babysit
this
you?
alone. Who's gonna
I'll be
what?
fine. Okay, we have the druid looking after us.
I'm
Is
gonna spend
this?
the last of my 25 gold on the best herbs I can buy in the druid side.
Money's no good here.
I thought it was bartering here.
Right.
Yeah.
Well,
What do they have
barter you
used
these
for-
25 golden coins for your best herb. man.
I suppose it's still got some value.
Well, I was about to ask something. Oh, is this immediately after the fight, or have we long rested?
Oh.
We haven't left.
Yeah, we have.
Yeah, this is immediate. Yeah, that's
Okay.
right.
Oh, I posted up some scrolls that we have just in case when we have some downtime. If you want to copy any of these down, I think technically Roz is hanging on to all of them right now.
Ja.
I thought they were back at the castle.
Oh, are they?
I thought so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, never mind then. We have those back at the castle.
You just carry like a list of things you have with you, man. It's, I don't know.
I legitimately have a ledger. It's all right here. I'll have you know. Me and Razul like meet up late at night and do bookkeeping. Put on like those little tiny glasses.
Right at the edge of the nose.
It's like, dude, I just spend all of my wealth. It's like way easier.
If you want to just throw it into the party wells, we can track it there.
Right. I have no wealth. Go, dude.
Yeah, you should be able to actually see what we have in our party wealth right now. Got our coinage, our magic items, jewels, etc. That's good.
They don't have much in the way of.
I mean, it doesn't have things like Luna's fucking. That's right. You got like 3 magic items right now.
Yeah.
Don't mind the holy symbols of Bane. We're not Baneites.
Oh yeah. I mean, don't mind the
worry.
tattoo of Bane that I have. I'm not a Baneite.
I just thought you guys liked skulls and stuff, man. I mean,
I was in a motorcycle gang.
Yeah.
Is that what they call it?
dude, I was in a chain gang once. It wasn't that great. It's,
I was a slave once. He was a slave twice.
You were nearly a butt
What?
boy too.
I know, it's a pretty cushy job, all things considered. Wait.
Come on, let's get moving.
Alright, yeah, let's get on with it. Oh, fuck.
Excellent.
It's good to have you with, man. Yeah, this is gonna be
What-
fun. You're gonna
you
fit
know-
right in.
What was your name?
oh, the name's Ren, man. Well, I guess it's like actually Roland, but most people just call me Ren, dude.
Whoa,
Like,
Roland Wren.
Roland. Yeah, it's better you should just call me Ren, man.
Does
Alright.
anyone know the theme song to Bonanza? Rollin', rollin', rollin'. When you say that, it reminds me of it. Keep them doggies
Little bit.
rolling. Alright.
Debbie's just gonna call him Roland.
If anyone has ever seen Regular Show, whoever that guy is that
Oh.
hangs out with High Five's ghost.
Muscle Man.
Yeah, Muscle Man. Ren is like Muscle Man and Shaggy morphed into one for me.
Kind of, yeah, dude. Oh man, Limp Bizkit.
That's what came to mind.
Ren's gonna be hitting the pipe the entire adventure.
He's got pointy
Pipe
ears.
hitting elf.
He's got pointy ears and he smokes a lot.
Arctic's
Nice,
want to give
dude.
him his own enemies to fight that are just hallucinations.
Yeah. But they're not actually just hallucinations. It's just like you've been being followed by demons this whole time and you didn't know it.
Yeah, it's demons are wearing your friend's skin. Fight your friend's character.
High elf, man. I'm a really high elf.
Alright.
God. I hate you for what you just did right now with English.
It's not English, dude. That's American.
Yeah.
The English Empire refuses to take this as its own responsibility.
Hey,
Alright.
Can
it's our dad
confirm.
right there. It's his fault.
Loin,
Thought it
yes.
was our fault.
So, Ren, can I get you to give us a D100 roll, a percentile roll, please?
Oh, sure. Start with a new guy on that.
89.
89.
Oof. It's pretty high for the high elf. That being so high.
I roll high, man. That's what I do.
Okay, cool. 89.
Yeah, were we able to say we short rested before we left?
Well, I don't think so. No.
No. All right. Fine.
No. It's up to Luna, really. So, and I think Luna
I
is
think we
pressing
leave.
us a bit more.
We're forced
Alright.
to the
Force marching. Alright. Our entourage is significantly smaller than it used to be. In a moment, I'm going to ask you to recite what our entourage was before, but right now it's down back to the basics, just us. What does us mean, and who have we lost?
lost the Triceratops.
Uh-huh.
And the flying snake and the rabbit.
No, the flying
We don't know
snake.
about the flying snake.
Unless the flying snake is just still chilling, like in the shadows, just muttering,
still
"I hate
trying to
you"
kill
to
us?
himself.
No, I think he's like, he got scared away by the fireball, and he's not coming back.
It would be really funny if, like, every long rest we had, someone woke up with a snake bite.
Being bitten.
Let's see.
we don't see him for the rest of the campaign. It's like, whoever, he just rolls a random person. It's like, all right, hey Dahlia, you wake up and there's a snake bite on your leg.
just missing a bunch of HP.
Yeah. It's like you went down in HP instead of going up.
Speaking of
I,
HP,
Giant.
I
if we're
find
not
some
gonna,
Sorry.
Oh, I
I'm
was
just
gonna
saying,
say, the
speaking of
giant condor
HP.
probably stopped following us.
I got to where I was going, I think.
My fine familiar is definitely a lizard.
Nice.
Lizard brain.
Does it have a name?
Yeah, dude, it's Lizzie.
Lizzie?
Yeah, man.
Not Iggy. Iggy the iguana.
Yeah, it's just a big old iguana.
Hmm.
We could probably
just
get
sitting
you
there smoking a
something
pipe.
In Pets and Companions.
So, like, you guys have, like, a map? Or, like, I don't know, you know where we're going or something?
We're going here, we are here.
We're being
Yeah,
got
lead
kind
the
of
way.
guided by a one of the druids, right? Was it
yeah.
Honey Pot, whatever his name was?
Yeah.
Ben Honeywell. Yeah, Ben Honeywell. He's a werebear.
Poop.
And, yeah, he transforms
Bear?
back into a human, that's right. Transforms back into a human, you know, for the journey. And the guy stands about 6'8". He's got arms the size of tree trunks, covered in thick, bristly black hair, a huge, massive black beard. And it becomes quite difficult to gauge how old he is because, you know, your instincts are to think that he's about 50. But after spending a bit of time with him, Those of you who can see past the burliness will be able to realise he's much younger than that. Probably in his late 20s or early 30s, maybe late 30s. But the guy's not very old. He just has all the testosterone of 10 men packed into a single package.
You could say a bear.
Yeah, he's very much a bear. Except he has a wedding ring. Then again, these are progressive times. Suppose a bear could get married. Anyway, he does have a wedding ring, and he tells you that we're going to his house. He doesn't talk much about his place, but he suddenly stops and sniffs the air and says, "I smell something familiar and yet strange. A scent that I haven't smelled before until recently, and there it is again." He goes on, I guess, the defensive, pulls out an axe in each hand, and just scans the horizon, but can't seem to make heads or tails of anything.
Yeah, let's follow suit. I'm gonna get my weapons ready.
Yeah, knock an arrow.
I'm gonna heal myself because I'm pretty heavily injured.
I'm gonna roll my sleeves up. That's all I can do.
It's getting serious. You're gonna lean forward in the saddle.
In what direction do you smell it, Ben?
I can't really tell. What about the wolf? He's got a better nose than me.
Yeah, she'll take a sniff and find something.
Sure.
I want to use my eyes, see if I can't see anything like looking at us, if that makes sense.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, so anyone who wants to can make it. Yep, keep going, yep.
I'm gonna make I'll like try and peel off from the party, head towards my right, maybe like 20, 30 feet. Sit tight.
Yeah, alright, hang on, I've got to visit.
Rin's just vibing, just sitting on his donkey, casually going.
As the wizard should be. Should be chillin'. When the action hits, then it's the like dimension door, like booming blade combo or something.
Yeah, does Dahlia do another inspiring leader?
We didn't get a chance to rest, did we?
No.
Since this morning you would have. You had a chance while you're setting up camp and whatnot.
I think we would have gone through them during the fight, right? Maybe.
Yeah, I would have anyway.
Well, you don't need to use it during short rest. You regain it during the short rest. It just takes 10 minutes so while we're walking. Could have been.
Is that how it works?
That's
That's
how it works, isn't it?
the feature.
Yeah, it's just 10 minutes, yeah.
I can't benefit from it again until they finish a short or a long rest, though.
Yeah, which you guys would have had a short rest.
No, you kicked us out. We didn't get a short rest.
No, not before the fight. I don't know, I guess.
Oh, I thought we had it going into that fight.
Yeah, we did, I think.
We did.
We had a short rest before the fight, I think.
Yeah.
I can't remember.
I was under the impression we had, otherwise I gotta revisit how much hit points I have right now.
Yeah, so we did. We'll definitely go with that, because that's what I remembered.
Cha-ching. Alright, yeah.
Ready then?
Alright, so you guys you're a little bit
The elf could have
deprived.
benefited, though.
Yeah, I suppose so. You're a little deprived of resources in any case, and you're beginning to get a little bit paranoid. Luna, you're confident that Nyx has found the trail. It gives a bit of a woo woo, one of those barks that wolves don't quite do. And Flint, you can hear off in the distance the crashing of underbrush in that direction of some large creature trampling through the forest.
I'm gonna try to point it out to Luna and Honeywell here. Hopefully they'll head it off and solve the problem for me. If not, I'll shoot it.
Can I make a nature check to try and figure out what it is, or?
Yeah, absolutely. What did you get?
16.
16's good. It sounds like a creature that is huge, elephant-sized, maybe elephant-shaped too. So likely a herbivore, just crashing through the underbrush. You estimate its weight at probably at least 2 tons.
Is this the Triceratops?
Is it a fucking dinosaur? Yeah.
Is this the third time we've rolled 89?
I think so.
I think so. I think we've rolled 89 3 times. And so it comes traipsing through the jungle, this fucking Triceratops, 4 tons in glory. just breaks through and looks up at you and grunts. "Mrrr." This is literally the third time we've rolled it. We've made about 7 rolls and we've rolled 89 3 times.
Oh my god.
We just left him.
3 and 2.
Oh, shit,
Well,
man.
now he's part of the party.
Let's start the entourage again. Let's go. Let's get this next roll in here. Let's start them up again. Let's get the snake.
there you are.
Snake.
I'm
Ooh,
gonna
I
like
want more
offer it like a
centipede.
leaf or something.
Your one leaf probably isn't going to interest it very much, but let's see.
But it's the
make
best
an animal
tobacco you can find.
I guess so.
Leaf. I get it.
Make a
I was just
Make,
gonna leave that one alone.
good idea. Make an animal handling check.
Good bad.
Negative 1.
I love that with the -1 there. Fantastic.
That's pretty good. He takes your leaf and immediately demands more.
All right, here's another one, man. Dude, what if we could like teach this thing to open doors or something? Great.
You have domesticated the Triceratops, however, it is also a nicotine addict now.
I don't think it was
I'm road,
nicotine.
man.
Uh-oh. That's gonna get expensive.
All right, Chips, let's go.
You call him
Isn't the
Chip?
dinosaur also? Did we say that he was outfitted with riding gear or no?
No.
That was just the
We-
That was the
rabbit.
bunny rabbit.
Yeah, that was a
Okay.
rabbit. Yeah.
I'm still pissed I don't have the rabbit.
Yeah.
Hey, you know who she is though. You can go hit her up and try to trade for it, or just kick her butt and steal it.
Yeah. Kill her
Can't
for
do
a fluffy
that.
bunny.
No, because then the bunny won't like me.
Oh.
No, it was not. It's a bunny with morals.
It's like a Pokemon trade. You gotta. Ooh, if you want that, you'd have to trade Nyx for it. Ooh,
Whoa, that's
I don't know if that's
kind of-
worth it.
Yeah,
that's
basically
it. Yeah, that's so what you're asking her to give up there, man.
Mm-hmm. No, I was just hoping that she wouldn't make it to the moon and I'd just keep it.
Oh.
Not a bad plan.
Mhm. I wasn't planning anything.
You gotta tell me these things.
All right, Raz, a D100, please, as the Triceratops rejoins our entourage.
Oh yeah.
Frog people. No,
Damn, 47.
Truffle dwarf.
Also, we got that one before too.
We do.
oh,
we do.
Truffledorf.
We have stumbled across an old fairy ring that appears to be abandoned. It looks like there was a party held here recently, but it is completely empty, save for a lone individual. This individual is probably human. They're probably in their 50s. They're wearing the long robes. Do we have anyone from Cormyr? No? No Cormyreans? Alright.
No, but is this a war wizard?
Maybe?
Is there toadstools for like where there was a birthday party?
Yes, this is that location, and there is a wizard in his 50s or his 60s, and he is poking around. At first, you'd probably mistake him for a druid, but no, like those are embroidered robes. That's an arcane staff, and so this individual wizard with a magical staff and a whole bunch of trinkets hanging off him, daggers and books and exotic paraphernalia all hanging off him, is inspecting the area. He also bears within his hands a very small gift, about something that fits within his palm, a tiny little box with a ribbon on it. And he's looking around, growing increasingly agitated.
Fellow wizard looking for shrooms, man. It's hard to find them these days.
Shh. Get down.
Yeah, we this is a repeat encounter. It's
Again,
out of
like
character.
we keep rolling old rolls. So, which is very
This'll
unusual.
It's really interesting because the plot moves forward here.
It does.
Just waiting for
Yep.
Roz to go talk to him.
So, like, do you guys just always just squat in the bushes like this? Like,
Shh.
Pretty. Yes.
Only when there are wizards
Did-
around.
Debbie claps her gauntleted hand over his mouth.
Oh, I guess I should probably stealth too.
My love, where are you, my love? I have come to give you your gift. It is only 1 year before our pact is sealed. Here, my love, where are you? He calls out
this
towards the
bitch.
forest, and he's rubbing the wood sensually.
Creeper.
Can we kill him?
Okay, it's like this though. The tree is the girl,
Yeah, so he's basically like,
so you can't just fireball it. You gotta be real careful with that fire magic here.
what wouldn't harm a tree? What element?
I'm trying to think.
I can
I think
chromatic
they all
orb
hurt.
them.
Damage hurts.
Thunder probably would be the least.
Lightning.
I think that would be like one of the worst, honestly.
Trees are used to shock waves and strong winds.
I always think of that as like if I'm trying to break it, but I guess they're getting a bit of a moot point here.
Why don't you guys just, I don't know, talk to him or something?
We could talk to him, but like
We know
he
of
might
him.
convince us we're wrong, and I don't like that. I don't like being wrong. I like being sure about my moral decisions, and I know he's forcing a dryad to marry him, and the dryad doesn't like him. So, I mean, if we just kill him, we could potentially drive him off, but if you
And then
want to
call
talk to him,
him-
we'll back you up.
Alright, I'll talk to him.
With
If Roz just wants to kill him, I guess I'm not sure.
Didn't they describe him as like a dark wizard though? When we were talking to him, where
That's on you, man. I don't remember exactly.
That's no powerful. But I mean, the level 7 wizard's pretty damn powerful.
Yeah, but it's also like if we just pepper him with arrows, then fuck him. But
Get in his face.
I guess, are we okay with this? Are we okay with shooting a wizard in the back with a bunch of arrows?
As a wizard, I
Without
must
talking
pretend
to
I'm
him?
getting shot in the back.
Yeah.
Sounds like a bad plan.
the
I think
one
we should
time
just-
Roz uses his crossbow in the entire campaign.
Right. Yeah, I guess
You guys
that's
have,
an
like-
open question and exercise of what we talked about earlier. What do we want to do here, guys?
Is like a beef with this guy or something? Like, why are you
of.
so mad at this
Um,
move?
He marked a dryad's tree, forcing it to marry him in 1 year's time before if she reaches 100, was it?
Yeah.
100 without finding
Yeah.
true love.
She is 99 now. We can either make her fall in love with someone, true love, or we can get rid of him and she can be free.
Like, I don't know, when you guys bite the bullet and, like, marry the dryad.
That's kind of what I was going for, but it's like you can't fake true love.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, I
That's
was.
kind of the issue we were coming into there.
We were planning on it if we don't find him, because no one knew where he was, but we just found him.
You could try challenging him to a wizard duel, Roz, but I don't know how well that's gonna go for you.
Well, we challenge
Yeah.
him to a wizard duel, and then we fuck him up.
Don't you
Yeah,
just,
if Roz
like...
loses, we just shoot him or something. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like challenge him for the Dryad's honor or something. Yeah, that's a potentially slightly more noble way of doing it.
Yeah.
I don't
should
know
just
if Roz
convince, like,
is...
a non-tree person to fall in love with the wizard man.
You could. That's an interesting way of going about that.
Yeah, but who are we going to find to just fall in love with a wizard? And the pact is not because she would be forced to be with him no matter what. She doesn't have the true love aspect doesn't apply to him. It's just if she doesn't find true love in the next year, she is his.
That's like a whole year from now, man.
That's kind of a good irony, though, actually. I think that might fucking work. Okay, like, if you get the Dryad to fall in love with him, then that, like, breaks off the wedding engagement and she's free. That solves it.
Like, terms have been met, man.
I mean, I think, essentially, like, okay, like, hear me out on this. Like, convince both of them to air their grievances in front of each other and come to a reasonable meeting in between. We're gonna be wedding counselors.
You're gonna get a reasonable thing out of a wizard?
Or we shoot him.
Who
learn the ceremony
stake his claim on a Dryad against her will?
I mean, I'm throwing ideas out here.
Mr. Accountant, do you
Dude's
have, like,
already
the
super
ceremony?
rapey.
I mean, it's based on an AD&D adventure. All of it's kind of rapey.
I mean, that's fair.
Why are we
Have
getting,
you
Raza.
seen Knowles before?
Yeah.
why are we getting involved at all?
I
Well,
suppose.
it's our business, right? Like,
Unless
A
it's
moral thing.
It's
We
the
do
only,
got a
like,
year.
clearing. Maybe it's the only clearing in the area or something. Maybe we should walk around this whole clearing.
My thing is, we'll probably never find him again
I mean,
because
you've
we didn't
seen
even
him
have his
now.
name.
Yeah, you can go and ask him though.
Great.
Promise to meet him here in like a year minus a day.
In 364 days.
It's more dramatic if you say it like a year minus a day though.
In 9 moons or whatever the.
Yeah, imagine how high of level you'll be by then. You'll totally be able to cash that check.
Or be dead.
Yes.
Yeah, then it doesn't matter.
Yes.
I was thinking, apply for an annulment or something, man.
Yeah,
Maybe she
right. What,
would.
who's to say she can't get divorced afterwards?
Fairy law.
Yeah,
Fairy
Fey law.
We'll get rid of fairy court and get excommunicated from the fairy pope.
seeing the bureaucracy in that place, man, there's no fucking way we're getting that done.
Yeah.
No, it'll get done in 4,762 years.
Ugh.
If we start the paperwork now, man, it'll only be like 451 years. That's not that
Oh,
long.
that's true, we could do an early fight.
Before we waste all night on this, I guess Roz probably got a judgment call on any of this. This was kind of an encounter you took point on last time.
If we issue him a challenge or a duel to the death or whatever, which I'm low on HP, so I'm not
I mean,
sure.
we got time. We got literally a year to fight him.
That's the thing. We may never find him again because they didn't have his name. No one had ever seen him before.
I mean, you go up, you talk to him, you can ask him that and say, I challenge you here in a year.
I mean,
Are you sure he's not gonna want now?
I mean,
Maybe
he's got a bunch of dudes in the forest waiting to pepper him with arrows, just waiting for an excuse to, like, let us, like, rob his corpse right now. Like, let's be real here, we're bandits.
he's a if he's a wizard, I'm all too happy gutting him. The
Yeah,
result is
like,
trash.
I'm, like, those robes are probably worth a couple thousand gold, you know what I'm saying?
Is this place like a clearing? Like where you
Yep.
could have a proper magic duel?
Yeah.
I don't know if you
Yeah.
want to do it right at her tree, though, you know what I'm saying? It's like Dragon Ball
Yeah.
Z blowing up the environment.
That's what I was saying, like how big would like this clearing be?
It's like,
Or
it's
like-
not exactly a clearing because it has mushrooms. It's a fairy circle. So it is a clearing in that there's no trees, but technically a church's front yard is a clearing as well, right?
Mm-hmm.
There's a spot in Dagger Falls that you can actually do, like, sanctioned, legalized wizard duels to the fucking death.
It's true.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know if you've been here for any of the times we've gone to the fighting pit, but
I
it's pretty...
haven't.
I want to go back to the fighting pit now.
But who's to say? Because
We
he
can do
obviously
that
isn't a
shit.
man of honor either. because he obviously isn't a man of honor.
He's a war wizard of Cormyr, which is like maybe he's kind of by wizard standards, pretty good.
I mean,
Probably
he
a bit of creep,
laid
though.
claim on a dryad against her will.
But he's also
not very-
following by a rule and regulation to that letter, so.
So, like, why did he put like 100-year countdown on this thing?
That's the
Alright.
world of fairies.
Yeah.
It's melodrama. Fairies are crazy for that shit.
So wait, he's the one.
So does
that
the
did
party
it?
just want to pass him by? Yes,
we're,
he's
like,
the one who marked the tree that
Yeah,
the
I think
dryad
we're,
is
like-
tied to.
I think we're like waiting for you to make a decision,
Yeah,
man.
it's 100% your decision.
Yeah, this is all you, man. If you want to go talk to him, like, we got your back. If, like, he starts throwing around spells, obviously, we're gonna move to defend you. Assuming you don't just, like, you know, do something crazy. Fireball your
Um,
Wait 1 second here. I'll get like a pail of water. All right, now I'm ready.
he just pulls it out of his
I'm
ass.
ready, bro.
just out of nowhere near water. He's just like, yeah, he just gets a fresh pail
He's
of
a
water.
wizard.
Uh, if Dahlia can help me out, I'll challenge him. Like help me out
Help you
again.
out,
I'm not
out.
sure. I'm at 23 of 37 HP,
Yeah,
Oh,
I
that's
can
great.
sort of heal you up.
I got you.
and I
Use
have
some
no
buff.
more healing potions.
Do you have next of kin or something? Or
The whole point of my character is that he has no kin anymore.
There's 7 to you.
Yeah, you're
be
full.
melodramatic about it, man. I was just asking.
I'll give you another second level one as well. Hopefully
I
that'll.
think he's full.
I'm at
Are
30
you
now.
full now?
Oh,
Oh, man,
Is
we
that
don't have
full?
Seven
Or is it not
from-
full?
Are you actually gonna challenge him to a wizard fight to the
Okay.
death right here, right now?
I mean,
I
my main
question-
issue is we either have to find him again and trust his word, or make her fall in love with one of us.
I can think of worse things than having a hot Fae chick in love with you.
I mean, you
To
could,
be fair,
out of gratitude, she might anyways.
That's what I'm saying here. Like,
So
if
you're
you
definitely-
put a dramatic challenge up, that might, like, potentially buy you some points and solve it if you want to come back here and solve this. If we don't want to fuck with it, we can do it later. Or if you want to just, you know, fight him later, we can just come back here in a year.
remember, this is literally the most beautiful person in the universe.
Yeah.
It literally
she's
is
touched by the gods.
people looking
Uh,
at her,
yeah.
like, that's not a sentence to be married to her or have her, like, fall in love with you. Like, oh, darn. Just gonna really jump on the grenade there, fellas.
Yeah.
And therefore you take one for the team. Get in there,
Right.
rats. I'll give him a little bit of a push.
If
Uh,
the party is comfortable with me challenging him,
Yeah,
Go ahead.
before you go though,
I'm already
here's a
gently
little
pushing him out of the bush.
here's a
is
little
there
good luck
a
charm.
clearing nearby?
No,
Nice, good call, Dahlia.
it's a pretty thick forest, and this is the closest thing to a clearing. What was that, Dahlia?
What's
Just
wrong?
casting Death Ward on him.
Okay.
And I'm
casting Death
casting
Ward
Shield
on
of
him.
Faith on him.
Don't worry, dude. We got your back. Over here.
Over here. You got this, bro.
Alright,
Now
so
I'm
I
doing
got
the
like 5 gold on the wizard from Cormyr. You takers?
Do I have gold?
And it's like, how much money do I? How broke am I? Oh man,
I
I'm
have
pretty
10
broke.
silver.
It's alright, dude. I'm good for it.
Make it
Don't worry.
50 and you've got a deal.
I mean, like, I got 5 gold worth of smokables. So,
Oh, I'll
take
put in
it,
on that.
take it or leave it.
You could always pay me back later.
Do you
Oh,
guys
sure,
think it
dude, I'm
would-
good for it.
No, but then again, you've just been like, you've made us completely aware that you're 3 months behind on rent, so maybe I won't take you up on that.
I'm just 3 months behind on rent in the local town. I can't even go into Waterdeep anymore.
Alright, then I'm not wagering with you.
Do you guys think if I'm planning to duel, I should go ahead and cast Mills Minute Meteors, or wait until the duel starts?
God, wait.
Don't look at the bush. You're making us
Okay.
see us.
Out of character, I think it's better to appear more diplomatic and play your cards better.
Yeah, like Death Ward and Shield of Faith are more subtle.
Okay. How should I go about this? Like walk up, it's like I challenge you to a duel, or
Ask
talk
his
it out.
name.
That's really subtle.
Like insult.
Well,
And then, like, say something about like, I love this dryad, now fight for her, or something like that. That's
Okay.
my.
yeah, I reckon if you walk up and claim that you want her hand in marriage instead, he's gonna be more than willing to fight you.
Okay.
No, he'll just laugh you off.
I think you're supposed to like bring a glove and just slap him with it. I think that's how it works, man.
Debbie removes her gauntlet. Throw this at him.
Tell him game on.
If is the gauntlet less than what is 10 pounds?
No, it's a
Would
glove.
you say that?
Yeah, no, it's a metal glove, but it's definitely less than 10 pounds.
Because I could technically just have mage hand bitch slap him as like I challenge you to a duel with like her glove on it.
Don't worry, I think I got something for this. I'll just very slowly cast Unseen Servant. Alright.
All of your discussion has gotten the wizard's attention.
Yeah, I figured as much.
By now, yeah.
Yeah. So he's been rubbing this tree sensually, trying to coax her out.
Just dry humping it.
Kind of. There's a table made of rich oak wood, which has been set up. It's currently clear. There's nothing on there. And a fairy's a ring of toadstools all around it, as well as a bunch of toadstools that serve as seats at the table. So there's actually a table inside the middle of the circle, which itself is relatively clear of trees. And the dryad's tree lies at the edge of this clearing and is the largest tree in the region. Show yourselves, the wizard says, looking around, pointing his staff in your general direction. I hear your plots, and I will not be subjected to the whims of hill tribesmen or savages. Be gone, lest you feel the wrath of the war wizards.
Roz at this point is going to step out.
Go stand over there.
Yeah, dude.
I'm going to like hail him to like get all of his attention on me instead of like trying to figure out who's there. Because I think some of us are actually hiding. And I was just here wondering who it is you're looking for.
It is none of your business who I am looking for. Who are you, and by what right do you challenge me to do anything in your name? I am a war wizard.
I am but a humble adventurer.
Then fear for your life, humble adventurer, for I will turn you to dust as soon as spit in your general direction. Get out of here, for I am on important business.
Oh, what's the word I'm looking for?
No.
Yes.
I see, you've I see you like perverting. What's the word for perverting?
Perversion, dude. It's
Molesting
perversion.
that tree.
I see you engaging in acts of perversion against a dryad whom I call my friend.
How dare you! This is my fiancée, and we are set to be wed. And you, sir, are jealous.
And if I am?
Then you should know that I will brook no rival towards my love, and if you value your existence, you would depart post-haste. And he
What if
cast a spell. Does anyone, roll for initiative or anything?
Like, hidden roll for initiative, but not really.
Okay, cool.
If he's shooting spell at me, I'm definitely going to roll for initiative.
All right, roll for initiative. It's on, kids.
All right.
Just trying to
Doing
keep
great,
the
guys.
collateral
Aw,
damage
shit.
at minimum.
Did that one
Not the
pop
best
up on turn order? I'm at 9.16, but it told me that one of them didn't show up on turn order.
Gotta click on your token when you roll initiative.
So, oh, I had the wrong token selected. One of them.
All right, so let's work out how far away from each other we are. You can't be closer than, say, 60 feet from him, except for Raz, who's stepped out into the fray, because there's no way he wouldn't have seen you already if you were having a conspiracy just 20 meters away from some dude.
Mm-hmm.
So you're at least 60 feet away. You're probably more like 100 feet, but I'll let you guys individually decide. Raz, you can be closer than 60 feet. It's up to you.
I want to chill out at
Oh,
70
man.
feet.
I did give you Scorpion Venom.
Nice.
I just
All
complained
right.
about it.
So he casts a spell, and as it turns out, none of you are quite ready for it. So he casts a spell and protects himself with Mirror Image.
Oh.
Hey, you guys you're the ones who are overreacting, not him. So,
Right?
yeah.
I just bet it's obnoxious.
That too. It makes it harder to shoot you.
Any action with him?
They already had an action, so no, I'll just kind of hold back the shot. I'm kind of flanking him. I was circling around the outside of the grove while the party was discussing what they're doing.
All right. Maybe make a stealth roll then.
I rolled a 20 and a 27.
Perfect. Shit. My roll 20s seem to have a bit of issues. No, it's working again now. There was a freeze. All right. So yeah, you circle around. Razul.
Alright, I'm gonna use my action this turn to coat 20 of my arrows in Scorpion Venom.
All right.
I think you only get 3 arrows with it.
Is it,
Yeah.
Is it only 3? Okay,
Yeah.
sure. I'll
Yeah.
coat 3 of them. And
Alright.
I'll use the.
That's right.
I'm just gonna bonus action hide. Like I would have rolled the stealth, but I think I was AFK at the time, so I'll do that now.
Perfect. And Ren, you're
Yeah.
watching this from not too bad. I mean, terrible.
Sick.
Oh no, never mind.
It gets the wizard's attention and briefly takes his eyes off Razul, but he was already aware that you did say adventurous, so he's not surprised to see that there is someone loading an arrow and coating it in poison, preparing to rise it at him. He's not surprised.
Classic.
Ren?
Alright, I'm going to enter into my blade song and cast mage armor on myself and just kind of start wandering down the woodline.
Kuna Matata.
How bold, he says to himself, Raz.
F chat.
Raz.
Oh shit, I'm muted, sorry. So I'm going to be casting Melts My Meteors. And, am I as far as I can be from him?
And you can always back up more.
Yeah, I'm going to get to 100 feet of him, because I said we were at 70, 30 is my walking speed.
All right. So you're there 100 feet away from him?
Yeah. And that'll be my turn.
Brilliant, brilliant.
When you cast meteors, can't you throw them? Or are you just holding them?
Can I?
Are you gonna throw him?
If I
Yeah.
can.
I think that's only a bonus action too. If you post out the spells when you cast them, it helps everyone else understand what you're doing, and the wording on it can be helpful.
I think you can
I'm
throw
sorry, what?
one. Click on the
If
spell.
you post out the spell.
Oh, okay.
This card. I want to say it works that you.
I didn't mean to do that.
As they, you can select it to post the card rather than the spell attack. But this guy hasn't taken an aggressive action towards you yet. Are you sure you want to start that? Or is that the point?
He's threatened.
He said he was going to turn me to ash, and then he starts casting magic. So, yeah.
Huh.
I'm not sure how the hell I'm supposed to. Because usually there's a speech bubble, yeah.
Yeah, there's a setting in the cogwheel. It's if you open up the spell, hit the I next to the spell and the cogwheel, and then there's a thing that says output. You want to change that to spell. That'll do the whole description.
There we go. All right. No, I'm not going to use one yet.
Alright, but your minute meteors appear and begin floating around your head?
Hmm.
How provocative! He says. Nix.
That'll be my turn.
Nyx is gonna be next to me, waiting for something to happen.
Alright. Flint.
I remain silent. I tighten my red headband. Get ready to go Rambo. Just hold an action to shoot. If I guess if Roz dies, I shoot.
Dies or gets attacked?
Dies.
Okay.
Yeah, like if he power word kills him, I'm gonna shoot him and fucking run.
Alright.
Hmm.
Dahlia.
I said I was 100 feet, so I'll move 30 feet closer and hide as I approach, just to try and avoid his attention.
Brilliant. Make a stealth roll.
It'll do, I suppose.
It'll do, right?
Wizards aren't generally renowned for their high perception score.
They couldn't possibly have decent wisdom.
Mine's below average even for an elf.
Yeah,
You got at
Yes.
8 wisdom?
Yeah.
Yeah, boy.
Alright, Dahlia. Oh, so Devi, rather. You see him cast Mirror Image, and then Razul coast some poison arrows. Some minute meteors begin flying through around Razul's head. What do you do?
I approach taking the dodge action.
Ah, I see that your entire party is here, and no doubt you think that my magical trinkets will be worth something when you try to sell them at the market. I've seen bandits like you before, many times, and I have dealt with them every time. So you're just advancing, right, Debbie?
Yeah, just kind of defensively, not. But yeah.
He casts Fire Shield upon himself.
Oh god, he's gonna keep buffing himself. It's gonna be one of those things. He's just gonna keep buffing himself until...
I mean, Fire Shield isn't that strong against us if we're just gonna pepper him with arrows.
And it grants him resistance, but there's no
He'll
resistance
hear
to
you.
fire with me.
Yeah.
He'll hear you. Shh.
Yeah, I'm elemental adept for fire, so his resistance makes it so.
What color is the shield?
Yeah.
And I'm resistant, so.
What color is the shield, Arctic?
It is a hot shield.
Also, it has resistance to cold damage.
Yeah.
Okay.
Huh.
Yeah, Luna's gonna keep waiting. Ready action to shoot if things go really bad.
Razul.
Alright, well, this fucking gypsy's just duplicated himself and is now covered in fire, so this is bullshit. I'm
Do
gonna
it.
take aim bonus action, remaining still at 100 feet. I'm shooting this fucker.
Well,
Alright.
here it
We
goes.
needed
It's
somebody
totally
with the
done this.
cojones.
What is it, 1d4 first?
No, it's...
Then you roll attack?
no, I need to...
You need to determine
Shaman
if you even
creature
attack
targets
the
you with an
right
attack.
one, yeah.
Okay, so I target him with an attack, roll a d20, see what happens with the mirror image. I'm pretty sure that hits him. It's below
Ooh.
a 6.
You've got to
Got him.
hit first though. Like,
No, so I target
No, you gotta
him.
choose what you're
So I-
attacking,
yeah,
because the
I've
ACs are
targeted
different.
him. And now I see if I hit a duplicate or him. I think 6 or higher, it hits a duplicate. So
right.
I've rolled a 1, so I'm pretty sure it hits him.
Okay.
Fucking shit, it's the one time you want to roll a
yeah, I
1.
know. So I've taken the aim action, I have advantage.
Well,
with
it,
my Pegasus longbow. Fucking kaboom. 22.
Ooh.
22. Well,
That's true. I
So-
suppose you if you want to roll a d20 instead, Arctic, that's the Clapper makes a good point. I think you do.
yeah,
As
it's
the
all
caster.
good because you've rolled it already, so it's all good.
Okay, so yeah, you roll. Okay, sure. Keep that in mind next time. Sorry.
Yeah, no
That's why
worries.
it's not a low roll.
I mean, I think this is the first time we fought like a legitimate caster. I mean, we fought that one asshole in the castle, but they were just kind of cowardice.
That'll hit. That'll hit.
All right. He needs to make a DC Scorpion Venom's DC 12,
15.
DC 15 con
Yeah.
save.
Oh wait, no, it's DC 12. You're right. I'm thinking of Malice right now.
Cool.
Oh.
So he
Takes
takes
half that poison.
5 piercing, and then he'll take 29 less 7. So he'll take 11 poison damage and 12 piercing damage.
So 23.
Yes.
All right.
And that's me. I can't move. Yeah, that.
All right. You fools! You have angered me now, and this shall be your doom.
Oh god, please. Please no.
While they're fighting and like Ren's just out in the field kind of singing and like clicking his fingers together, he's gonna try to like suddenly make his way around the edge of the clearing to the dryad tree and try to serenade it.
All right, leave right beside the dryad tree, and you'll be at least 60 feet away. So I guess you move up 30 feet. Is that move you towards him 30 feet?
Yeah, I'm like not moving really like with direct eye contact towards the wizard. I'm actually looking at the dryad behind him.
She's inside the tree. She hasn't materialized. She's still inside the tree.
Oh yeah, he's just like looking at the tree, like making his way like casually around.
Yeah, so you are effectively circling up around behind him, which he would not possibly interpret as an attempt to backstab him.
Not only that, I mean, I am just clicking my fingers and dancing and singing.
Tough guy finger snapping.
West Side Story. It's fantastic. All right. Okay, no worries. He sees you coming and points his staff in your direction and his hands at Razul's direction. Razul, how far away were you?
Over 100 feet, I think is what it was.
He's right about at 100.
100 feet? Yep. Okay, cool. Okay, so yeah, Ren approaches, comes around behind and starts singing. Raz.
Are you muted?
Fuck. Okay. Is he? I know we just talked about the repercussions of fireball, but did you say that there is room for a fireball without making an open flame, or no?
You're doing
well,
it right at the foot of your girlfriend's tree, dude.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there would be no possible way that you wouldn't either hit the tree, or the toadstools, or the forest around, or now your new companion who's only 30 feet away from the guy.
Okay. So area attack isn't going to do it.
You could just polymorph him again.
I don't have polymorph. We haven't long rested.
Oh.
I'm not sure if I'm reading this right,
Uh-huh.
but for Mel's Minute Meteors, do I have to send them at the same person?
Nope.
Okay.
It's also minute, by the way. Minute meteors.
As in tiny.
English is hard. So I actually want to aim at him with a firebolt. If you want to roll.
So you said you were 100 feet away, right?
Yeah,
What's the range of fireball?
120.
Perfect.
Most of my spells, except for Chromatic Orb, are 120.
No scorching ray?
I see I am facing an apprentice! How amusing.
Gotta hit that D20 for the mirror image, I think.
Alright, yep, alright, I'll go ahead and do that.
9, so I'm
It's
going
the
to be hitting one of
mirror
his clones.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alright, but you've got to hit the thing first, otherwise, like, it doesn't
Yeah.
disappear. That's why I tend to get the players to roll first. I don't know if that's the way it's supposed to be, but you know.
Ooh, that'll probably
Oh,
miss
and it's a
it.
DC 10.
No, it's 10 plus his dex.
Yeah, if he has anything higher than 11 dexterity, or anything higher than 12 dexterity, which no guarantee. That
It
might hit.
certainly does, though, and so it doesn't even so much as destroy the meteor. It
Shit.
has no impact whatsoever.
Alright, so I'm going to expend a sorcery point to twin spell it.
You have
Do
to
another
remember that.
firebolt.
Yeah.
So,
You have to
You can quicken it though.
that?
Yeah.
Yeah, you can
What was
quicken if
that?
you want to do that.
Twin has to be a second target.
Yeah, and you
You
also
have
have
to-
to.
Oh, does he, even though there's 4 of him, it doesn't apply as...
It's
Correct.
still one target. Oh yeah.
Okay.
So if you're gonna, yeah. Anyway.
Alright, then I'm gonna send 2 minute meteors at him. And how far are all of his...
Two in one round, like, is that how it works?
You throw two at
how
a
Mel's
time, yeah, if
minute
you want.
meteors, you can throw up to 2 with any attack.
As a bonus action, is it? Is that how
Yeah.
it works? Right. Yeah.
It's a
So-
5-foot dex save.
What was
A
that?
dex-
Yeah, it's a dex save on him.
Cool. And then obviously 120 feet. Yep. Cool. All right. Dexterity. So the minute meteor hits him. But he has magic resistance, which will give him advantage, but it's still not going to help anyone.
Oh shit.
What does that resistance still apply if I have... He can't be resistant to fire?
That's the damage.
Yeah.
type.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's to the saving throws is what it is.
Yeah.
It's not gonna change the damage unless he passes or fails, really. But he fails anyway.
Mm.
Just means it's harder to hit him with like a polymorph or a charm spell is kind of the main idea of magic resistance. Saving throws are kind of secondary.
Okay. Do you want to also roll 100 to see if I'm hitting him or one of his friends?
Oh,
Or...
It's area
doesn't work
effect
for
damage
saves.
doesn't matter.
Oh, it doesn't matter?
Yeah.
if
When
you're
something's
throwing-
saving throw, you don't need an armor class. Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
if you're throwing 2, I think you can roll again.
That also gains your charisma modifier and damage, right?
I think that's already done.
It's already applied.
Is it?
Oh,
Okay.
no, it's not. It's not. You just have 2d6.
Yeah, that's
Oh,
right.
it's the only one I haven't applied that to. So it's actually 12 on each.
All right. So 12 on one and 6 on the other, which is incidentally
Okay.
18 in any case. So that's pretty cool.
I just added the +3 to it, so that won't be a problem anymore.
I shall make you pay for this.
Nyx feels a little outscaled, seeing explosions happening
Yeah.
Hmm.
and fire, and there's 4 of them. She's confused.
Yeah. And he's on fire too.
Mhm. I guess she'll do a perception check to see if there's anything else going on in the area. Any other?
Brilliant. There are a lot of animals watching by. Yeah, you know, I don't watch a lot of Disney movies. You know, classic ones like Snow White or wherever, where all the animals gather around and gasp. That's what's happening here right now. Like, they're not going to get involved, obviously. Don't want to get caught up in the fireball, but they can't. They can't not watch. Or the owl opens, like, looks through its feathers in its hands. It can't not watch. Right? Yeah. The weasel goes and tells the badger tells the bear.
Yeah.
All right. Flint.
Okay. Well, I see we've already like had outside interference, but gosh darn it, I got a bet riding on this. I want to see how it plays out a little bit. It's a little arbitrary. You can tell me just that that's whatever. Just don't take a turn. Just dodge. But if I see the battle swinging one way or the other, I will attempt to intervene. But I want to watch this play out. If otherwise, I shoot the bad wizard.
Okay.
All right, so shooting rouse.
Yeah.
Yeah. Take that as you will.
Dahlia.
Not too much has happened so far. I'm pretty hurt, pretty tapped on resources, so I'm just going to move a little bit closer. 10 feet closer, so I'm 60 feet away from the wizard. And I'll just...
You're 60 feet, quite close.
Yeah.
You might be the closest person, or second closest now?
Second closest, yeah. Second closest after.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's right. Everyone else has run away from him and started firing.
Oh, I didn't realize everybody else was so far away. Alright, well, I don't obviously want to be in the front ranks, so I'm gonna move back 30 feet then. And just continue to try to hide.
Alright, Debbie.
I'm gonna continue to move up and take the dodge action.
Alright, so how far away are you then?
I've moved up 60 feet, so probably, yeah, something like that.
How far? I didn't hear.
Wait, 60?
I moved 30 last turn, I moved 30 this turn, so however close I was to begin with.
We'll say, like, that's up to you to decide, but it could have been any more than 60 feet. So you weren't 60 feet away, so yeah, you got to tell me how far away you are.
Yeah, that'd be about 10 feet from him.
Alright, you are quite clearly the obvious threat.
I mean, that's in my wheelhouse, so.
It is indeed. Okay, make a Constitution saving throw, Debbie.
Is he targeting a spell at Debbie?
Yes.
It's gonna trigger me shooting at him then. Let me see if I hit one of the mirror images. It's a 25 to hit, pending mirror image. 12, that's a mirror image.
Alright, so you have disintegrated one of his mirrors. I think he still has 2 left. I think 3.
Yeah, that's the first one.
First one. Alright, and Debbie makes a con save, which she passes, and thus only, I believe, takes half damage.
Uh-oh.
Oh, yeah, boy.
Yeah, we bit off quite a bit here, fellas. On the other hand, if we can get this guy's spell book to our wizard after we're done with him.
Oh, baby.
I still think there's a chance for peace, man.
I think it's late for that now. You're definitely right, though.
You will regret all of this, he says, and he takes cover behind the tree from the archers. Luna?
Would I be able to move to get a flank on him to get around his cover, or no?
Yeah, you can, because that was the whole point of you, wasn't it? You spent an entire round circling around, so yeah, he will have no cover to you. He doesn't even know you're there. It's really, more than anyone, Razul is trying to protect himself from.
Yeah, I'll go around back and give him a shot with my bow.
Curses, he says.
Oh, wait, does it hit him though?
Yeah.
Let's find out.
It's less than an 8 now.
Yeah, it's getting more in our favor now. God dang it.
Right through the eyes of a non-entity.
Hey, but now he has 2 left, right?
There's
There's
only
only
11
one.
anyway, so
1?
Yeah,
One
he's pretty much done.
with that spell.
Yeah.
Well, we've done a fair bit of damage to him too, so.
Wizards aren't known for high hit points. War wizards are known for good AC and good saving throws, magic resistance, all that shit, but
Yeah.
still a D6.
Razul, he has total cover. Well, not total cover. He has like 90% cover, whatever it's called, but 3/4. So +5 to his armor class. You can't. You get glimpses of him, but no clear beat.
Could I avoid it with 40 feet of movement?
No, it's a pretty big, thick
What about-
oak tree.
80 feet?
80 feet, yes.
Okay,
Yeah.
then I will move and bonus action dash with my cunning action to pull up on this
So
guy.
you're like 100 feet away, aren't you?
I am, yes. I didn't
Right.
come closer,
So if
so...
you circle around about 80 feet, that'll basically put you at pretty much a right angle to him. You know that.
Yeah, I'll do that. Like a lion stalking through tall grass. I will move through the woods, knocking another poison arrow in, post up, line this guy up, and take a shot.
Brilliant.
Let me see here. I do not have advantage. So no one's within 5 feet of him. That's cool. All right.
Rip.
Here we go. 21.
It strikes him with precision.
Okay.
Wait, one more mirror image, right?
That's right.
Oh,
This-
yeah.
Under 11,
I think
please,
I hit.
Arctic. Please.
Under 11. There we go.
Oh!
I'm
The last
I'm
one.
gonna check the wording if it's 11 or higher, or if it's like. I think it might be. With one
It's
duplicate
11 or higher, I'm
or
pretty
higher.
sure.
Okay. Yeah. All right. So that duplicate perishes. That's another arrow of mine gone. And that's
Hey, that's
me.
all of them now.
And you're, what, 20 feet away from him now because you advanced 80?
Yeah,
if-
I'm going to. Oops, sorry. I'm shaking my head.
Sorry, were you
My bad.
asking Razul or Ren?
Yeah, how far is Razul
Oh,
away
I would
now?
have tried to keep distance for sure. Like, if I could have given him like a wide enough berth using the 80 feet of movement, I'd say.
That's fine, but you'll be firing through, banks and banks of trees, which are going to give him cover unto itself, sort of thing.
Okay. Well,
makes
it's
sense.
maybe 30 feet, 40 feet.
Yep, 30 feet, 40 feet, no worries. The clearing's about that big.
Cool.
Okay,
Alright.
cool. Ren?
Right, so just to be clear, is he hiding behind the dryad tree or is he just hiding behind
Yeah.
a tree?
Dryad tree.
Alright, I'm gonna keep sauntering up to the dryad tree. Hey,
Thanks,
dryad, you got like really brown eyes, man. He's gonna keep singing to the tree.
I will make a meal of you, fool!
I'm ignoring the wizard guy. Just not even like making eye contact with him.
He's kind of ignoring you too, like he's giving you all these threats, but even though you're right next to him, he's still throwing spells in the opposite direction. Like, I guess he's considering that the fire shield will be enough to deter your aggression. Raz.
Is he on the opposite side of the tree of me?
Yep.
Okay. He's 100 feet away from me.
Probably 110 by this point, but yeah.
110. Okay. Is there a way I could get, because he's probably broken line of sight with me, yeah?
Absolutely.
So I want to bolt for like perpendicular to him.
Yep.
Do
You'll be
30
able to,
speed.
Yep, 30 speed, yep.
and then dash, and then Misty Step, so he won't see my last bit of movement.
So you move a
I
total
wanna-
of 90 feet?
Yeah.
Ooh.
I want to end up behind a tree so he still doesn't have line of sight on me.
Alright, you're still going to have to make you're going to have to use the action to make the hide check, otherwise you won't be hidden. So you'll only be able to move 30 and then Misty Step 30 and then hide.
Would I be able to full cover if I'm behind a tree?
Yeah, but if he takes one step one way or one step the other way, then you won't be in full cover anymore, right? So so you won't be hidden. You'll be out of his sight at this exact point, but you won't be hidden if he, moves at all.
Okay. I'm still going to do. Has he? Will he see me doing it?
Oh yeah, absolutely. You run, you start bolting through the forest, and his eyes are mostly on you and on Razul, so he definitely sees you if you begin the maneuver. Yeah.
You Misty Step though, and
Yeah,
if you
if
take
I
the
Misty-
hide action though, that'll buy you what you need to make that hide check though.
Yeah, so if you Misty stepped and then took the hide action, that would count as you being hidden. You could then start moving, I suppose. But
Okay.
But in any case, if you want for him not to see you, you're going to have to make the hide action. Otherwise,
Okay.
he'll know where you are and he'll be able to maneuver so that he can, just as Razul did to him.
Oh, then I'll just not go directly to him. I'll move perpendicular and try to head for the closest trees.
Sure.
Would 60 feet make me able to hit that?
Yep. There's plenty of trees all around the place.
Okay.
So yeah.
I also want to hide as well. Do I have to roll stealth for that?
Yes.
Okay.
All right, and you have to beat his passive perception. So let's hope that you do. Lots of explosions, Nix.
Is there anyone close to him, or is he just kind of?
Yeah, the new guy is right beside him.
Alright. If the new guy's right there, Nix will kind of lean forward and try and get a bite at him.
Well, how far? Nix is like 100 feet away, or how far? I don't understand where Nix is.
You can get pretty close.
Yeah. Well, she'll move up 40 feet, then closer to him then, or 80 feet. She'll take the dash.
Yeah.
action.
All right, so she's like running across the field towards him. Maybe she's, how we said there was that table where the birthday cart was happening. She jumps up on the table and starts running along it like a runway.
Perfect.
Yeah, it is. It's good. Flint.
Okay, so the battle's moving. Like any good sniper, I know that after you take one shot, you gotta relocate. So I'm gonna take off running, trying to get a shot perpendicular to the where he's trying to get cover at.
Yeah.
And I will move about 40 feet. I'll take bonus or 30 feet bonus action dodge, another 10 feet, and I'm gonna see if I can't get up into a tree a little bit to get an upward angle.
You mean
on it.
bonus action dash? You mean?
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Yeah. Cool. Yeah, that's cool.
Use my
Yeah, that's
action
fine.
to hide then.
All right. So movement, bonus action, keep moving, go up a tree, hide. Yeah, no worries.
Big 11.
But all these parrots start squawking as you climb up their tree and disturb them. They were watching this fight and they just fuck off immediately.
I am going to re-roll that. Oh my god.
Right. But the sight of so many brilliant parrots causes him to be distracted briefly, and the parrots draw his attention rather than...
It's all a ruse. That's me.
It's all a ruse, Dahlia.
Well, I'm still not sure. I'm still waiting for some sort of opportunity. So I'm gonna just continue to keep hiding.
Excellent. Your soul remains clear, your conscience. Debbie, how far away were you, Debbie?
I was about 10 feet from him.
Brilliant. Real close.
Yep. And that fucking hurt.
Yeah, you just tried to fucking finger of death, you bro.
Yeah, no, that hurt. I'm glad I still had a little temp HP, not gonna lie.
You don't want another one of those. I don't think we can res you if you're zombified too.
No, you just have to knock me back down and then you can res me. It's weird. But anyway, I'm gonna bonus action second wind. and heal for 2 because
Mhm.
dice hate me.
Not today.
Oh, did you lose concentration on Shield of Faith?
Nope.
What's
No.
the DC? The DC would have been fucking
Yeah, it's
huge.
pretty high.
29.
It's
29.
really-
Well, I saved for half.
So yeah,
Oh.
which is
So
29.
29,
Like 50, yeah, I don't know, like,
and
that
50% of 29 is 14. Like,
Right. Excellent.
Okay.
yeah. So it's only DC 14. Like it's higher than normal,
It's
but
high.
it wasn't impossible.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna come up to him because now he's kind of pissed me off,
Yeah.
Huh.
and I'm gonna try and punch him with inflict wounds.
All right. The fire shield activates. I think it activates anyway. The planes provide you resistance, blah blah blah. In addition, whenever a creature hits you with a melee attack, melee spell attack is a melee attack. Is that right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Okay. Cool. So
Okay. Why?
take 2d8 fire.
That's when I hit. Yeah.
Yeah. And a 13 is actually going to miss.
Damn. Actually, I'm gonna use my inspiration.
Absolutely.
Does that make it a 26?
No, it does not.
Oh.
Gotta roll it again.